Some agents will swear by a pocket listing and the value of the pocket listing and the value of the privacy for the client, while others think they are unethical. Let's use that big dirty word. I want to take a close look at the pros and the cons of both so that when you are put in a position, I'm going to say it that way. When a client puts you in a position that you have to keep a listing in your hip pocket, you need to be able to disclose what the pros and the cons are for them so that you can truly have the right conversation. And here's where my coaching comes in and not just my passion towards this topic. Pros: exclusivity. Pocket listings are a VIP club. They are for motivated buyers, often leading to very quick sales, very sense of exclusive purchase opportunity that can attract very high-end clients. If you have a network of these type of customers, whether they are national or international, and they are in your whisper channels of, hey, I, Alex, have a pocket listing and I'm only going to talk to my secured buyers, and this is a hush-hush conversation or however you want to present it, they know to keep their mouth shut, because the second that they advertise it or they tell someone else, it now becomes a compliancy problem for Alex, and I have to go now publish it, and now they're competing with the world. Control. Agents can maintain more control over the marketing and the sales process and ensure their sellers' interests are top priority. It is private, so they're not dealing with a whole bunch of just bullshit phone calls. Doing some cursing today on the channel. Phone calls that actually bring you the, hey, is this still available? Hey, is this still available? Hey, on Facebook, is this house still available? Can you give me some details? Hey, Instagram, is this house still available? Hey, TikTok, how's the house sale going? Give me a break. None of these people are interested. None of these people want to do anything except sell me something that they're selling, like another watch. By the way, special note for all you watchmakers out there. When I put these TikTok videos out there, it isn't an opportunity for you to tell me that you have great knockoff watches from Singapore or China or Korea or wherever you're making them. Good for you. But me putting out informational for my clients and for my realtors isn't an opportunity for you to sell me a fake watch. There you go. Stick that in your Christmas stocking. Negotiation power. Another pro is that there's limited exposure, and it sometimes, for the client, lead to better terms and pricing for them. They have the leverage of saying, look, I can just put my house on the market here in 2 weeks when things are ready, or you can give me the best pricing now, and we'll work together while I finish this remodeling. The buyers might even be willing to pay more of a premium for that exclusive opportunity. And then, of course, the privacy protection around it. Agents are the superheroes of privacy when it comes to sellers who want to keep their home sale on the down low. This leads to referrals and a stellar reputation inside of this very exclusive VIP market. If you become an agent that simply, when they are telling you, I want you to exclusively sell my home and do not put it on the market, as you have normal buyers communicating with you, you can't give them my address or anything, but you can say, I may know of a house that's it's whatever speech you want to use. It's interesting the amount of control that we have over that. And the FOMO inside of that sphere that they just got to see every single house you represent is pretty impressive. Let's talk about the con side. Cons, you got a huge risk of conflict here, right? The lack of transparency can lead to disagreements, discontent. Buyers get very competitive. They know that there will be other buyers, maybe not as many because this is a pocket listing, but those who feel like they didn't get the best opportunity can give you some trouble. Limited exposure. Fewer potential buyers means that it takes sometimes much longer on the market, which can be frustrating for sellers who need to move quickly. So you need to be understanding to your clients that if they want a fast move, this may not be the best option for them, although they want their privacy or they want their time not to have it on Stellar, or they don't want their neighbors knowing that their house is going up for sale because their neighbors are a problem. You never know what the reasons are. You'll need to know because you're going to need to know where to keep your mouth shut. Fair housing. This is a big one. Limited marketing may raise fairness and discrimination issues, so you better have a damn good reason for having this as a pocket listing, and it's not a sales strategy. There's a huge difference there, what I'm saying. Certain groups of people have less access to pocket listings, and if they feel like they're being treated unfairly or being marketed against because I am exclusive in who I want to sell my house to, that's not the purpose of a pocket listing. Pocket listing is to protect some type of visibility into the lives of your seller or into the condition of the home while it's getting ready, not to discriminate against others. I want to be very clear about that. Limited inventory. When you're relying too heavily on pocket listings, it will reduce your pool of properties and clients. This will hurt your business in the long run. You have to be careful about that. Exclusive clients like this that want to have pocket listings also expect that you are their exclusive agent of representation. So you're going to spend a lot of time in whisper mode talking about nothing else other than this house and farming, your internal private sphere for this and only this. And then reduced commissions. Since pocket listings may sell faster and at a difference of the market price, agents may earn less in commission. Ultimately, we build our commission around a percentage of what the selling price may be in its most basic sense. If we're selling it quickly or if we're selling it privately, obviously under today's conditions, we're not marketing what we're selling the property for or what we are offering a cooperative agent for. But in this situation, we're not offering anything. You are selling this one direct to buyers under most conditions. And you may find that by doing that, you don't have the same opportunities that if you opened it up so that everybody else could bid on it as well. Ultimately, whether or not to use a pocket listing depends on the specific situation, hear me, of the seller's needs. This is not an agent decision. This is not an agent strategy that you are allowed to employ. As agents, our job is to weigh the pros and the cons and to advise our clients on all courses of action, all. We are advisors. And at Keystone, we are consultants, which means we are beacons of truth. If we say it, we better be able to support it with data, analytics, law, structure, whatever. But it better be in writing somewhere, and it better be in writing the same way in multiple places for us to be able to support the reason that we're doing what we're doing. And if we go the pocket listing route, it is crucial to ensure that we're doing it for all the right reasons, and not just to increase potential commissions or double ending a deal. Those types of practices are frowned upon, and that's the reason that some of these rules and regulations are in place today. So let's talk about why would a seller want a pocket listing? And here's where I am in favor of them, because this is at the seller's request. These are things that I have learned over the years where I have had dealings in this arena, and it's important for you to know what they wanted and why they wanted it. A pocket listing, based on everything I've told you and the passion obviously behind this type of conflict, might seem like a really odd choice to you, but there's actually some very compelling reasons why a seller might want to opt in for this approach when they're selling their home. And understanding your client's motivation is your job. The concerns that they may have is probably more important so that you can provide the best possible service for them. So first and foremost, the biggest reason that I ever get is privacy. Some sellers, especially celebrities or high value buyers and sellers, they want to know that their value of privacy is understood. The thought of their home being splashed across the internet is less than ideal. If you look at the media, every time a celebrity's home goes on the market or every time a celebrity there has their home sold for them, somehow it becomes public knowledge. I sold blah, blah, blah's house, and look at this, and so-and-so's house in Hawaii is up for sale, and oh my God, look at what they're asking. It's attention that people don't necessarily want. Remember, first off, this is their home. Second, it's a major investment more times than not, and slinging around publicly how you are managing your investments, that can cause some sleepless nights. The thought of their home being splashed across the internet is less than ideal in most cases, and pocket listings allow them to keep those things quiet. and avoid having the random looky-loos, even with all of the risks that I told you before. The last thing they want is have to disrupt themselves, their families, and get their neighbors involved in their home being for sale, just so that a bunch of people can show up because they want to see how maybe the other half lives. Window shoppers are a very real thing. There are people out there that really enjoy on the weekends going out, checking out houses, and just enjoying the cookies and the drink and the fare. It's so different than somebody walking through the expensive purse section of the mall and never actually buying one. This is something that people thoroughly enjoy. They dream. This is how they build their American dreams and standards, and this is how they want to live, and sets their goals from it. I get it, but from the privacy of the client that owns the home, it's not ideal for them, and it gives them a false sense of, look at all the traffic I'm getting. You're getting lots of traffic because this is a $15 million home on the water view with an insane yacht parked out in front on the water itself. They're here because they want to take a bunch of TikToks in front of a house they're never going to own. Number 2, testing the waters. This is a very real practice as well, and I deal with this a lot in some of my high-value clients that are unfortunately in the middle of a divorce. Pocket listings can be kind of like dipping their toe in the water before diving in. A seller will get a feel of what would an internal segment of buyers pay before they actually go public on the MLS, because when you're dealing with multi-million-dollar homes especially, it doesn't really matter what the MLS says it's worth. It sure as hell doesn't matter what Zillow zestimated it was worth. It matters what people ultimately are willing to pay for it. And they want to see what type of interest they have for their home and when is the best time for them to sell it at the best price point. This way, they also get to avoid price reductions, which is a red flag for a lot of buyers, and it gives a lot of buyers the wrong impression. Unfortunately, the whole let's drop the price is the first conversation they teach real estate agents in real estate school. They teach you that price is always the final reason why a home doesn't sell, and once the price is right, someone will buy it. I hazard to say that time is the most effective seller of a home, and that simply it being on the market for a longer period of time, in my experience, means that the client's not willing to be taken advantage of, and they know what their home is worth. Avoiding the stale listing stigma. More expensive homes typically stay on the market for a lot longer. When a home sits on the MLS for a long time, the MLS, Zillow, all of this, one of the first pieces of data that it exposes is a clock. How many days has it been on the market? Pocket listings allow sellers to avoid this entirely, and they can protect their property's reputation. So ultimately, if and when the property does sell, and it will sell, I get to put it on the MLS the same day, so they don't get a ticking time clock as to how quickly or how long it stood on the market. The perfect match. A lot of sellers aren't ready to commit in listing their home, but they'll consider it at the right price. Also, a pocket listing allows them to play matchmaker a little bit and find the perfect buyer willing to pay top dollar for their dream home ultimately. So they're even willing to negotiate renovations and stuff together. It's a very different high market conversation that happens when you're dealing with the match club. And the last thing is negotiating power. Savvy sellers, the ones that really know, and they've done this a lot, they will be able to negotiate lower commissions with the agents, but understand that at a higher dollar value, it still makes it a common sense play for the agent to keep it a pocket listing. It requires a lot less marketing effort for them, and you're essentially paying for that agent's network versus paying for everybody's network, right? It's easy to get a discount from being the easy client. And ultimately, a pocket listing is a lot less work on the side of the selling agent because it's network sensitive only. It's internal brokerage sensitive only. I don't have to worry about monitoring the MLS. I don't have to worry about checking all of the virtual views. I don't have to worry about all of the different social media actions that I have to normally take because it simply doesn't exist for a pocket listing.